Hello, 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 hello. Hello. How's everyone doing today? Sorry, I'm a little late. Forgot I was working on a bunch of stuff in the backyard yesterday and I had stuff all over the place because I had to use some tools and equipment and whatnot. So I didn't really have anything. I had my printing setup was all kind of moved around a little bit because I was using power tools and whatnot. But we're back. We're back. We're back. There we go. There we go. Hey, we have power. Let's turn the printer on. Printer on. There we go there. We got that. We got that. Hello, Jose. 51 months. Dang. 51 months. That's a lot of months. Ooh, that one's empty. I gotta bring that one in. The one thing with gamer subs is you gotta make sure you don't leave the empties around. Okay. So that's that, that's that, that's that. We got this. Good there. That's that. Air conditioner's running. Nice and cool. I love how it went from like moderately kind of chilly slash like, oh, it's not, it's jeans and a long sleeve shirt to like, yeah, it's hot. The apron is back. Yes, the apron is back. So, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Today's stream's gonna be pretty chill. It's a nice relaxing Tuesday stream. And we're gonna be doing calibrations. What for? So that the printer can print printingly. Why are you turning off? There we go. So the printer can print printingly. We have to do some calibrations to get our printer printing printingly. What do I mean by that? Well, I don't have it out here because I brought it inside. It's sitting at the computer. Tool head alignment. This printer has multiple tool heads. We've already set up the Z alignment. We need to set up for the XY alignment. What do I mean by that? Well, if you look at this print, this one will do, that we did the other day, there's like an alignment test to it. So, Tool 0 is our Bible. Tool 0, which is this one right here, is our Bible. What that means is everything is based off of that. Okay, so everything is in reference to Tool 0 because when the printer turns on and you do your calibrations and everything for XYZ homing and everything, it is all based off Tool 0. So everything is a modifier of those Tool 0 offsets. So the printer essentially thinks it's always where Tool 0 is, and then you add a modifier for the other tools. Okay, so that's how it works. So that's why the first thing we do when we like power up the printer, we have to do a nice QGL. We have to make sure everything's good. And then we can go and pick up all the other tool heads. But the other problem is the other tool heads, there's variance to them. There's different, they're all printed with the same material, printed on the same printers, printed at the same time, and built the exact same, but there's minor variations to it, right? Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum, the water drip on the hand thing, chaos theory or something. I don't know. I'm just babbling right now. But because of that, we need to calibrate. And we did a print the other day at the end of the stream, and it worked. The printer works printingly, but there's some issues with offsets. So today we're going to do some calibration prints for that. Guten Abend from Germany. Guten Abend. Good afternoon from Canada. And Andy Miller gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. The best way to support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, if you want to help support this community, is to gift memberships to others. Probably not tomorrow because I'm doing Costco, but Thursday afternoon will be a channel members only stream. So if you want to hang out on the channel members stream, you're going to have to be a channel member or be lucky and get somebody to gift you one. So where is calibrations? Calibrations. So dock positions, we've done that. G-code offsets manual. So we've done our Z. So the XY offsets. For manual, we recommend using the IDEX calibration tool to get each tool nozzle to tool 0. I'm assuming that's this print. Yeah. So we've already printed this one for tool 1. Okay. So this is tool 1. So what we're going to do, if all goes well today, you're going to be seeing a lot of today's stream. If I could summarize today's stream, by the way, how's the audio? I have the air conditioner going and I have a fan going. So hopefully the audio is okay. I wish I could turn this down so it wasn't as loud. But you shouldn't be hearing that too bad. I've got noise canceling going. But today's stream, if I could summarize it in a phrase, and this is going to be a phrase anyone who has any military experience, at least Canadian military experience. I don't know if it's an American military term, but Canadians use it. On the bus, off the bus. On the bus, off the bus is going to be the theme of the stream today. Because essentially what we're going to do, we're going to print one of these, okay? And then we're going to adjust our values, and then we're going to print it again. And then if we're good, we'll move on to the next tool. And if it's bad, we stay on that tool until it's good. So we've already done one of these. Okay. So we can already do this one. We're going to rely on this one for at least tool 1. So if all goes well, we should be able to get numbers for tool 1 right now, do a verification print for tool 1, and then we'll move on to tool 2. And then once tool 2 is done, we'll move on to tool 3. And once tool 3 is done, we'll start an actual proper four color print. Apparently the new version of Prusa Slicer came out today, and also an update to Orca Slicer came out. Yeah. So it should be pretty interesting. Yeah, you probably don't hear it because I have my mic in this nice little leather pouch, so you should only hear what's coming from above. So the printer is printingly. I don't know why I bothered to take all this time to update my QGL, because we have to do a lot of QDGLs. Okay, let's see how this works, because we're going to be changing the values. Rinse and repeat. Wax on, wax off. On the bus, off the bus. Okay, remix of the design. Added a part to compare to fine-tune Z-axis as well. So we don't really need to worry about Z-axis too much, because I think we're good there. We also haven't done any flow calibration. We haven't done any pressure advanced calibration. We haven't done any of that. The 10-15 minute print. Okay, so instructions. Print 1, E1 with the first extruder, and E2 with the second. So let's bring this back here. I just want to make sure I did this correctly. Oh yeah, there you go. I screwed up. So we do have to reprint it because I printed them with the wrong colors. E1 needs to be tool 1, which is tool 1. Oh no, I printed it backwards. Okay, so print that there. Okay, print tool there. There we go. Okay, slice that. So we have to print this. Okay, we do have to reprint. My bad, we do have to reprint. So let me change some values here. Multiple extruders. Where is the setting for retraction amount on tool change? Because we have retraction. Is there retract on layer change? No. Because we only have a 0.5. Is there a setting? Oh, here we go. Okay. We'll do 15 millimeters. We'll try 15. We'll try 15. There we go. So hopefully it doesn't ooze as much. Hopefully it doesn't ooze as much. That's one of the problems we have. Okay, so tool 1 loaded with green. We're good there. Tool 2 is loaded with orange. Slice now. Export G code. Save. Save. And now we go in here, upload and print. There we go. Is it okay to print Voron parts from PCCF? If you can ensure that you're printing the parts geometrically accurate and the polycarbonate you're using is not gonna degrade when exposed to either like Loctite or greases or oils, and there's no creep issues, you're okay. You should be okay. Just bear in mind, Voron parts are designed and tested with ABS and ASA in mind. So if you go outside of that wheelhouse, you may run into problems. I'm not saying you will, I'm just saying you may. PCCF is very stiff, which means if you do like a Z negative China by chance, you might break a part instead of just the printer just tanking it, right? So. And then today we got a new flavor of Gamer Sups today. If you're into that, we are drinking, I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it is. It is, what flavor are we drinking today in Gamer Sups? GG. No, not premium. GG. Which one is it? I think it's Buff Pups. Which one is it? Which one is this flavor? Oh, we're drinking Doggy Style. That's what we're drinking today, which is pretty good. I don't know what kind of flavor it is. I wish they told you what flavor it actually was, but it's good. I was a little worried it'd be like a cinnamon, but it's pretty good. Use ABS, it lasts for years. Here's the thing, there are advantages to using some of the more boutique filaments. ABS is not the stiffest filament in the world. If you're building a Speed Demon printer and your goal is to make your printer print as fast as printingly possible and you want the best input shape, you might want to go with something like a, you know, a glass-filled PPS. Because this shit is not breaking anytime soon. Remind me, I gotta reach out to Jason to figure out when the stuff for the next build is coming in. The Energy Gamer Subs. I pretty much live off caffeine because I have like the most effed up sleep schedule. So. Yeah, this was yesterday's project. So the little guy has a field trip today to the to a greenhouse. Like one of the Canadian, or I don't know if it's Canadian government or Ontario government, like greenhouse research centers for plants and agriculture and whatever. So he's off on a field trip to that today. So he's all interested in plants and growing right now. So using a bunch of scrap wood that I had in the garage, literally this is all scrap wood that was sitting in the corner of the garage. I built him a little planter last night and then he painted it. So if anyone's gonna critique the paint job on this, just know an 8-year-old did it. But yeah, so that was yesterday's project. A Z negative China? Yeah, that's a proper, doing a Z negative China is a proper term. At least it was in the shop I worked at. I love how my head is cut off and replaced with the little mini version of my head. So I'm like too bad I can't line it up. Wait. I gotta line it up. There we go. Look at me, I'm a monster. Yeah, this whole thing cost me, the wood we already had, it was a bunch of like, these slats were the slats that he used to have on his bed. His bed frame was a twin, I think. Not, what's bigger than a twin but smaller than a queen? A double? I think it was a double. Whatever the one that's between, that's one below queen. He had that. He now has a queen bed because he has our old bed. But these were the slats from his old bed frame for supporting the mattress. These extra 2x4s I had, and this was like, this 2x6 here, or 2x8 or whatever, this was like the old like shelf from the basement in the window. Remember how I used to have that window shelf in the basement studio? Yeah, that 2x8 is now this. Full? Is that what it is? Full? Okay. Are we under extruding? We are under extruding. 1 second here. Uh-oh, what's going on? What's going on? Oh. Oh! Okay. Fun fact, extruders work better when they have filament. The filament broke. This green filament that I'm using has a tendency to break in the tube, it looks like. Okay, so now I gotta restart this print. Where is my scraper? There we go. There we go. Okay, reprint. So what's new in the world of 3D printing? What's new and exciting? What's new and exciting in the world of 3D printing? Any news stories, any news, any drama, any hot new tech? Yeah, no, yeah, you can't waste filament if you don't have filament loaded. No, this green filament has a tendency to break in the tube, it looks like. Yep, Soval was teasing, yep. So there's a couple here. There's a couple things we're going to touch on. Soval, this thing, if it actually works good and is actually a well-built machine, this will eat Bamboo's lunch. And I feel sorry for anyone who bought like an H2C. This will eat your lunch. And then also Creality, I think, was teasing something. Or it's not on Zombies. Zombie was talking about it. I think this is a Photoshop. But the Cleatech nozzle. Klee's gonna sue somebody. They announced it, they showed it off on Klee Day with the Cleatech nozzle. This is straight up another index style clone. This is using the, we need a name for the style, because every Chinese 3D printer company who can't create an original thought to save their life is gonna basically copy the way index works. So what are we calling that style? Because it's not a full-on tool changer. The index, I personally won't call it a tool changer, although it is actually probably the closest thing to a tool changer in 3D printing, because if you think of a CNC machine, when you change the tool, you're just changing the cutter. You're not changing the spindle. You're not changing like any sensors, or you're just changing the cutter. So the index, you're just changing the hot end. You're not changing the entire tool head, but we have full-on tool head changers. So we have tool head changers, and then we have print tool changers. And we have no proper way to distinguish them because we use the same term for both. Yay, 3D printing. We make up shit as we go along in terms of tool. But yeah, obviously this is gonna be, this looks extremely similar to the index, which also in Infimec is also cloning as well. Come on guys, come out with like original ideas, okay? Come up with the original ideas, guys. Hot end changer? Yeah, faux changer, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, there is no industry standard term for this kind of stuff. The heat, well, they're still hot ends. Like, the part that heats up is in the tool for the index. It's just the heater itself is a part of the tool head. So it's not a tool head changer. It's, the index is actually a legit proper tool changer. These are tool head changers. These are overly complicated, but they do the same thing. It's, I don't know. Tomato, potato. There we go. Now it's extruding. So you think small tool changer will be 350? I think it's going to be 300 or above. It's got 6 tools, so that kind of makes it. I got a feeling they're just going to go right for bamboo and either make it the same size as the H2C, which is what, 350? Or no, it's like 320, isn't it? Isn't it like 320 by 350? They're either going to make it like the same size as bamboo, or they're going to make it a little bit bigger, I hope. I hope they go for bamboo. I hope they go right for it, because a 6 tool proper tool changer will, like, at the same size as an H2C for a cheaper price, which it probably will be cheaper, hopefully, will eat bamboo's lunch. As long as the machine is reliable and it actually works well, it will eat bamboo's lunch. Because you won't have to buy 2 AMSs to get full capability out of it. Plus, Soval's actually been pretty legit with the open source stuff. So it's kind of like, out of all the, you know, just because a 3D printer is from a certain country doesn't mean we have to hold any critique or prejudice over it. Judge the company by the way they operate, not by where they're from. That's kind of always been my stance on this whole, because I'm Canadian. I love when people come in here and they're like, you have to support this American 3D printer company. And I'm like, why would I give a fuck about an American 3D printer company any more than a Chinese 3D printer company? They're still foreign to me, and your country's threatening to annex mine with your douche canoe president. So why would I care, okay, about where a printer's from, right? Except for Pantheon. Go Pantheon. Everyone buy a Pantheon. They're a Canadian company, at least for now. So, like, I love when people do that. Judge the company on their actions and the way they operate, not where they're from. Simple as that. If they're a good company, it shouldn't matter where they're from. They said 350 and 400 tall. Ooh, damn, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Am I gonna build an emu? I might. We'll see. I might. We'll see. User overusing the Voron name without asking. I did call them out for that when they first started. They have definitely restricted that lately. They've been pretty good with, like, oh, it's Voron inspired, or, you know, like, we're taking inspiration from Voron. When they first advertised the SV08, they were really leaning into using the Voron name, and we kind of called them out on that, and they're like, okay, yep, and they kind of stopped that. I think they have made a couple donations to the Voron fund, for helping the Voron team with, like, research and going to events and whatnot. So they've been pretty chill. So I really don't harbor any ill will, right? It's pretty easy to pull up my bad and ask and, like, undo the harm you've done. So. Prusa is a Czech company. Exactly. They're also an American company now. And considering the Canadian ambassador to Czechia was at Prusa last week, hopefully a Canadian company soon too. We need more printer companies in Canada. Is it known how many index tools you can fit on a 2.4 300? I think at least 8, maybe 9. It depends on your cooling setup. It depends on your cooling setup. Oh, it's 300 by 300 by 250? Oh, no. Damn it. I was hoping it would be bigger. Oh, well. Let's be honest. Most people don't. 300 by 300 by 250 is a big enough printer for the majority of people. Let's be honest. But I wish it was bigger. I wish it was at least 300 cubed. At least 300 cubed would have been nice. But also, you have to think about shipping sizes, because this has a top hat on it. So the printer is going to be tall no matter what. So over a certain size, printers get over a certain size, shipping becomes expensive. So I'm assuming the 250 of the printer plus the top hat that comes probably pre-attached, so it's all coming in one box. That box is probably like, if they made the box bigger, they wouldn't be able to fit as many in a sea can or something, and the shipping costs would go up. There go the printer cost would go up. It might be one of those kind of situations. Oh, 350 tall. Oh, 300 by 300 by 350 is a perfectly cromulent size for a 3D printer. Yeah, that's going to eat the anyone. I feel sorry for anyone who bought an H2C right now. It all depends on the price, though. If it comes in around 1,500 US, even under $2,000 US. If it comes in under $2,000 US, how much is an H2C? How much is an H2C? Yeah, no, I don't care about your stupid uncompromising. It is a compromise. The entire printer designed by compromise. What is it in Yankee Doodle dollars? So it's 2,300, and you need to buy an additional AMS to use all 6 tools, right? The one AMS that it comes with, you need 2 AMSs, right? To use all the tools. So yeah, if it comes in at under $2,000, I might get blacklisted. Bro, I'm pretty sure I'm the first creator they ever blacklisted because their printer decided to smoke out my basement on a live stream. Yeah, over 300, you'd be surprised how often you don't need a printer over 300 millimeters tall. You feel bad for Bamboo? Why? Bamboo QC is dog shit. I mean, last I heard they were building like over 2,000 A1s a day, and they had to move their factory from like China to Vietnam to try and dodge tariffs. So who knows, like you lose a lot of, when you move factories, you lose a lot of QC and inherent knowledge base. Only comes with point. So the advantage, it depends on Soval. Does Soval, what are their nozzles? Are they proprietary or do they use like Volcano or V6 nozzles? Because also, if whatever Soval comes out with the 6 tools or whatever, if that uses a nominal nozzle size, that is going to make changing out your nozzles and playing with different sizes so much more cost effective than Bamboo's offering. Okay, if they're using just standard V6 or Volcano nozzles or fin nozzles or whatever, like a nominal nozzle size that you can get from a bunch of different locations, that is going to be so much nicer for wanting to play around with different nozzle sizes. That's one of the advantages you have with full-on tool changers over a system like Index, where you have it's just a nozzle. You just change the nozzle because you don't have to change out the whole hot end to change the nozzle. So the Zero has a V6 style. Hopefully this one has a more nominal nozzle size. By the way, we are not oozing as much as we did before. That 15 millimeter retract, I think, on tool change is saving our butt a bit right now. So. Like, this print is looking a lot cleaner than even the print we did the other day. Like, legit, this print is looking good. So these are garbage. Get rid of these guys. Garbage. So I don't get them confused. Do I have a marker out here for marking these? I do. If you adjust the last two tool heads. So we have done Z offsets for all of them. So all of them are calibrated for the Z. They might need a little fine tuning, but we're going to do that now. Right now we're doing X offset or XY offset. So essentially how it works, this one, tool 0, is our Bible. So we don't mess with tool 0. What we do is we print a calibration print with tool 0 and then the tool we're calibrating. And then we'll adjust our XY offsets and adjust Z if we need to, but the Z should be okay, but we may need to bump them up or down a little bit. And then we'll print it again, see if we're good, and then we'll compare this tool to this tool. And then after that, we'll compare this tool to this tool. And then after that, all the tools will be calibrated. Basically, this tool head is our reference. So we have to calibrate every tool head to this tool head. Okay? That's just the way it works. I have to put a big retract at the end of print. Print. Is there an end of print retract? That's probably machine NG code. Print end. I gotta do a big print NG code. Machine. Print end. Okay, where's my retract? Select switch to opposite positioning. Move nozzle to that. Rear, reset G-code offset. Yeah, because you're oozing there. Okay, so if I copy this, switch to tool 0. That should retract the filament from tool 0, I believe. Should be okay then. Because right now we're oozing a bit. We don't like that. We don't want that oozing. Okay. Have you considered using something like Nudge to help with calibration? Yes, but I don't have any of that stuff set up. And this is my only tool changer that I have right now. If in the future we start playing around with more tool changers, if anything, I'd probably get the camera, that camera tool you use to calibrate your XY offsets. But for now, doing it manually with a print, it's kind of a good skill to have. I think. I think it's one of those like good skill to have type things. Plus, again, I don't have the tool to do it, so how does this work? So we have our print. So this is our calibration print right here. So green is extruder 1 and orange is extruder 2. Which tube should I use with a stealth changer? Hot take, only get a tube for a stealth changer if you know what you're doing, because these tubes ooze a lot. And tool changers have a lot of downtime where they can ooze, so you're gonna need to do more tuning. But if you are gonna go with the tube, go with the chibi tube. Go with the tube compact, because the tube compact fits in the normal style tool heads. It fits in A4Ts and stealth changers and the standard tool heads. The full-on tube is longer, so you have to use modified tool heads for it. Whereas the chibi tube, the tube compact, will drop into a normal, there's mounts for the normal tool heads. So personally, I'm more of a fan of the chibi tube. I have the full-size tube in a couple printers, but I'm more of a fan of the chibi tube. A little bit less oozing, it's a little bit easier to tune, and it's more compatible with more hot ends. Plus, you're probably not, if you're maxing out a chibi tube on a tool changer, good on ya. Okay, how does this work? Okay, so we print this, print that extruder with the first extruder with take a look at the outside lines of E2 in the XY direction and align perfectly with the inner lines E1. This is the amount that the E2 extruder needs to move higher or lower. Okay, so each line indicates 0.1 millimeter offset and the plus minus indicate in that. Okay, so I think how this works is you just look for whatever one lines up And that tells you. So let me take a picture of this. Let me take a picture of this so we can do it on the computer. Did I do this correctly? 1 second. There we go. So we'll take a look at this on the computer instead of me trying to show you it on the camera. Yeah, it's just like a manual vernier caliper. It is literally just like a manual vernier caliper. Okay. So in this one, so on the X, which one lines up? So each tick is 0.1 millimeters. So in the negative, none of them work in the negative. They're all off in the negative. And in the positive, I want to say it's between this one and this one. So, or correction, this one and this one. So 0.1, or is this 0? Does it start at 0 or does it start at 1? Does it start at 0 or does it start at 1? Perfectly aligned, and this is the salt you want. Example 2. So if it's 0, -1, -2, -3. -3. Okay, so it does start at 0. It does start at 0. Okay, so in this we got 0, 1. So it looks like 0.25 because both of these look pretty good. Both of these look pretty good. This one and this one both look pretty good. So I'm going to say in the X, it's plus 0.25. Does that seem good? That seems pretty good. So machine, tool changer, tools, T1. So the X offset is 0.25. I think that looks healthy. That looks healthy there. And then on the Y, I think it's 0.2. 0.2 right there. So it's plus 0.2. I think plus 0.2 looks the healthiest. Yeah, 0.2. You say 0.1? I'm looking at it in person, and I think 0.2. Thinking 0.2. Yeah, I'm going to go with 0.2. I'm going to go with 0.2. So we go over here. 0.2. Save and restart. Yeah, I just took pictures of it just so you guys could see, instead of me going, which ones do you think look better, guys? Guys, which one looks better? Which one aligns better? Okay, so now we do the exact same print again to verify. So this is T1. So this is calibrating tool 1. First attempt. So T1, 1. So now we do it again. Again, on the bus, off the bus. And then we do it with T2. Then we do it again with T3. And then when we're done, we have a drink. And then we print something. Just save and not restart. No, you have to save and restart, otherwise it doesn't load the values up. I mean, it starts a new print anyway, so it goes through the whole QGL song and dance routine anyways, so. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. Says my stream. What does this mean? YouTube featured. What does that mean? Everyone like the smash button quick. Everyone like the smash button quick. See if we can pump our numbers up. I don't know what it means. Something is clicking. What is clicking? Something is clicking. Do I have something stuck in my Z carriage? I don't know. I'm hearing a click. Like it goes click, 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 click. What is making that clicking noise? Oh well. Means YouTube is featuring my channel. Hi YouTube! Everyone like the smash button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We build 3D printers and we do electronics projects on this channel. We have fun times. Also, don't forget, we give away a free spool of film at the end of the stream, so enter for your chance, link below. I mean, the printer's printingly, so I'm not too concerned about the clicking noise. Actually, now that I'm hearing it, it's bugging me. What is... It's at the exact same point. It's at the exact same point it does a click. I'm wondering if it's just rubbing on like a piece of filament. I'm thinking it's just like something is just brushing against something. Because it's at the exact same point. And it's in the Z travel. Something in here is clicking, and I don't know what. I miss the fox, $2. For the YouTube gods. Okay, something, yeah, that did not calibrate properly. Okay, do I have a can of compressed air anywhere? I do not. Yeah, something is causing that to not home properly. What is doing this? What is doing this? Let me take a looky-loo. What is rubbing? What is rubbing? Home, motion, print head up. What is clicking? What is clicking here? Something in there? No. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, something is clicking, and I don't know what. Oh, it's right there. Okay, something is clicking right there. Fortunately, I can't get this stupid thing out of the way. Is there something in there? Oh, whatever. 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 Let's try and print again. Your print last. Print. Seems to be working. Like I don't know. I'll have to flip the printer over and take a look at it. I'm thinking there might be like a little bulb of filament or like a little bit of FOD in the Z gear maybe. I'm thinking there might be a little bit of FOD in the Z drive that's just kind of clicking because it's repeatable. It's at the exact same spot. Yeah, you can hear it. You hear it? You hear it, right? It sounds like either like a grub screw just kind of worked itself out a little bit, maybe? I don't know. I'd have to take it apart to take a look though. It's odd. Cracked filament? I don't know if it'd be cracked filament. Like none of the parts look cracked. Very odd. Well, everything feels good there. Problem is, flipping this printer over isn't exactly the easiest thing in the world to do now. Because flipping the printer over involves dealing with all the tool heads and hoping they don't fall out. It's not like you just like... It really does not want a Z home accurate layout. What is going on? Drag over, nothing stuck in the linear rail? I didn't see anything. The noise is coming from the Z drive itself. Yeah, probe range is increasing. Z, yeah. Scheisse. I wish I had a can of compressed air and just blast it out. I mean, plug your ears for a minute, guys. We're gonna do it. Do I have it plugged in? No, it's not plugged. I don't even know where my stupid... Actually, I don't know where the thing is. Try one more time. One more time. What happens if I go up? That's the thing. It's... Nothing seems to be funky with it. That's the problem. Like, I can't see anything. Here, let me take the cover plate off. It's just a cover plate. It doesn't do anything. That's wedged in there. There we go. Yeah, it's something... I can't feel anything. Like when it makes the click, you don't feel anything. Like you can see you could see it was rubbing a little bit on the cover plate, but that's nothing really. That's just a little bit of rub on the cover plate. I mean, it worked. It worked, so we'll just kind of roll with it, I guess. Was it clicking with the cover plate off? It was. What I'll do is we'll just flip the printer over once we're done with all this. I got a feeling it's just something is just catching on like a little bit of filament or something is just going click, click, click. I had it happen before where I had like a little bit of like a booger got into the Z and like got into the actual Z drive. So every time it went around, it would just kind of, but I mean like the Z is repeatable. My Z offset is repeatable. So yeah, the Z is repeatable, so zip tie clip. I mean, that's also, it could just be like a bad zip tie somewhere. Just be a zip tie rubbing on something. Here, let's move you up so that we can look down on it and actually see what we're printing. There we go. Yeah, like that Z offset is repeatable as heck, so. Well, that's the thing. You can't flip it on its side at all because it's a tool changer. All the tools are just, you know, hanging in there. So if we flip it on its side, the tools are all going to fall out. Like when we were building it, I had everything zip tied in place, but I don't want to risk 20 zip ties right now. Although I do have my Velcro straps. I could Velcro strap them. You know what? Here's a if anyone is watching the stream from the Stealth Changer team, design like a little bracket for these mounts that you can like put a screw in to lock the tool heads in place for maintenance or transportation. Because there's no way to actually physically lock the tools in place. They're just held in with gravity and magnets, which is fine for normal operations. But the moment you go to move the printer, you can lose your tool heads. And that's not good. Mobile. Listening for it. Waiting on the other tool to heat up. For it. Yeah, it is clicking multiple times on the way up and down. So it's something in the drivetrain that is clicking as it rotates. Yeah, it's something in the drivetrain clicking as it rotates. Can that be added to this? Can this be added to an Ender 5? I'm not saying it can't. You're gonna have to do a little bit of modding. And Stealth Changer works better on systems where the gantry moves up and down because of the way it docks and undocks. The Ender 5, I think the gantry stays fixed and the bed drops. See, doing a tool changer setup like this would be more complicated because you don't have something that can dock the tools like this does. Loose grub screw. It could be a loose grub screw. I didn't see any on the small one. And considering we have consistent Z, we have at least one locked grub screw. But we'll see in a second here. When it goes to go up, I'll just look in the grub screws. They're big grub screws. If they're sticking out, it'll be... Well, I can't see it. This. The Z's too fast to see. Stealth changer on switch wire when you should be able to do that if you'd have to have them in a bar in the front. Yeah, it looks fine. No grub screw sticking out. You would see it. I don't know. Trident stealth changers, they made a special mount in the dock, yeah. Have you built a tool changer yet, Liz? You have a U1, don't you? Yeah, tool changers are one of those things. It's like the moment you have a tool changer that is actually like a proper tool changer. I've said this before and I will keep saying it. The moment you print on a proper tool changer, you will wonder why you wasted so much time printing multicolor or multi-material on a single nozzle setup with an MMS system. I'm not saying MMS systems don't need to exist. They do have a very valid place in our ecosystem. But like that being the go-to way to do multicolor is completely dumb. There are much better ways to do multicolor and multi-material. These systems are really good for filament rollover, for loading filament to your tool so you can have multiple filaments ready to go at a moment's notice. You don't have to come out to the garage and change spools. You just keep like, you know, your main stuff loaded all the time, ready to go. They are great systems. Even in a pinch, if you got to do the odd multi-material or multicolor print, they work. But if you're getting a system, a printer based around an MMS system to do dedicated multicolor or multi-material in mid 2026, you are wasting your money. Like, I'll come out and say it. You should not be buying a bamboo printer to do multicolor prints in this current day and age. There are better systems to do multicolor prints than whatever Bamboo is offering right now. Filament rollover. Filament rollover is a great choice because you could put something like this on a big printer and use up all those 1 kilogram spools on your big printer very easily. And when one runs out, it just goes right to the next. It's a great system. Need to turn down my air conditioning. It's actually getting a little cold in here. What temperature is in here? I don't know. Where's my temperature thingy? I burned out 2 AMS units with your X1C. Dang. You did a lot. You and Zombie did a lot of multicolor prints. Like, I would love to know how much filament you and Zombie have wasted in multicolor printing over the years. Because you guys have done a lot of multicolor on your bamboos over the years. How far is I have no idea when the new lucrative. The Reverend. I'm hoping you're joking. I was never part of the Bamboo affiliate program. I do not, for those that are new or don't know, I do not sign up for affiliate programs for companies or printers I haven't used their product before, unless there's like some very extenuating circumstances. For example, I might be getting a Snapmaker U1. They reached out to me. Somebody from Snapmaker reached out. I got to reply to them. I just saw the DM this morning. I would not be against signing up for Snapmaker's affiliate program. You know, I haven't used their printer before. I've heard enough good things about it and the way they operate as a company that I'm like, you know what? I don't mind signing up for your affiliate program. But personally, I view signing up for the affiliate program for a company as an endorsement. I know some people don't agree with that. They'll like review a printer for a company and sign up for the affiliate program before even reviewing the printer and tell you to buy it using their affiliate link and then never use the printer again. I view, if you are an affiliate with a program, you endorse it. I view it that way. That is my personal stance. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but if you're an affiliate with something, you're endorsing their product and the way they operate as a company because they're paying you. They are paying you. It is compensation. Okay, print is done. So, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. If all goes well, this should line up pretty good. Okay, what I got a feeling we went the wrong way. Because now they don't line up at all. Now they don't line up at all. If anything, I made it worse. Yeah, if anything, I made it worse. Maybe they should have been negative values. Maybe they should have been negative values instead of positive. Because if anything, it's double what it was before. So what did I do? What did I do? For tool 1, where is it? Yeah. So tool 1 X offset now. Yeah, it's double. Yeah, it's double what it was before. Same with, yeah, so these should be negatives. These should be negatives. These should be negatives. No, because I'm looking at it now, it's double what it was before. For alignment. So I went the other way. I had the magnitude right, but I should have put negative values instead of positive. Yeah, if the positive lines up, you need to subtract it to get to 0. Okay, yeah. So I went at it backwards. I went at it backwards. So now we have negative values. Now we have negative values. Yeah, okay. Now, Reprint this again. I can get that little bit out, that booger out. This is why you check one after you do it and make sure the system works before you move on to the next one. Instead of like, hey, let's do them all and then do a validation print of all of them after and go, wait, I screwed up. You do one at a time, you make sure it works, and you move on. Yeah, because see, like, it's not even attached now. Like, it's not even attached now. So T12. I should have got my YouTube account unblocked, had a distribution block, so I can try prompt stuff like proofs I actually like. Oh, nice. Yeah, the print tells you what it is, not what change to make. Yeah. So it was telling me that I am +2, so I need to move it -2 to equal 0. So that makes sense. There we go. There we go. Get the fan going. Happy fun time adventures. And then don't forget, at the end of stream around 5 o'clock, we are doing the giveaway. So if you want to enter for your chance to win some polymaker filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance. We will be doing that draw at the end of stream. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel. You get to hang out when we do members only stuff. You get extra channels in the Discord, and you get videos early. So is this software Clipper? Yeah, it's Clipper. It's Clipper. Of course it's Clipper. It's always Clipper. Really, this is an indexing company like Snapmaker and others trying to. Yeah, I'm hoping. Like, here's the thing: we're at the point in 3D printing where the industry is maturing very quickly. I got into 3D printing late 2017, early 2018. It was still very Wild West. If you wanted a good printer, you kind of had to build one. A couple years ago, Bamboo came out. Hey, now you could just buy an enclosed Core XY that prints all the Gucci materials and is reliable. But now you're seeing this like split where it's like, are we going to go into this gated, walled, curated community where everything's run by, you know, if you want to print stuff on this printer, it's got to be available on their website, pre-sliced. You have no control over the machine itself, but it works really good, but it's a completely walled off garden. Or are we going to move into this like, yeah, no, open source is still a thing and you can mess around with your printer and still adjust stuff. But there's not as much profit margins there, and there's more likely to have whatever new tech you come out stolen or used by another company, potentially a competitive company, because you open sourced your stuff. So we're at that point now in 3D printing where it can go either way. Either open source is going to die off and we're going to be stuck living in walled gardens, or the open source will still stick around and we're going to be able to have all these cool, fun innovations, be able to fix and tune our own machines. But that's going to rely on the entire market not getting flooded and taken over by companies that want that controlled, walled ecosystem. We're at that inflection point in 3D printing. The industry is maturing, and it's going to be interesting to see, you know, a couple years from now how things pan out. So, somebody clip that. I'm going to use it as a short. How far into the stream was that? 1 hour and 14 minutes. Okay. Death of open source will be the death of innovation. I don't think it'll be the death of innovation. You will just see a slowdown in innovation, right? You will see a slowdown in innovation. I mean, look how quickly 3D printing advanced from like mid 2020 to like 2022, right? We were all the nerds were stuck in our basements due to COVID. We had our vacation budgets we couldn't spend on anything because we were stuck at home and everything was closed. So we all spent our money on 3D printers, and massive boom in the cool shit coming out of 3D printing during that time. Yep, color mix is Prusa's answer to full. Yep, a bunch of companies are going to be doing it. And the thing is with those color mixing things, I think they're only viable on tool changers. The amount of wasted material you'd have to waste to do color mixing on a MMS system is not worth it, in my opinion. Those kind of things are only going to be beneficial on tool changers, where you can do it quickly and you can do it without wastage. Is going to keep, they're going to keep pushing open source-ish. If you've kind of noticed, Prusa isn't like as open source as they used to in the past. They're still releasing stuff, but they've also realized that, you know, as a company of 1,000+ employees, what is the point of giving away everything when your competitors will just copy it one-to-one? Look at Bamboo Studio. That's made on the back of Prusa's engineers working on Prusa Slicer, right? Look how many companies now are coming out with index clones, right? Are rushing to come out. I shouldn't call them clones because they're not exact clones, but heavily index inspired tool changers. Like, if you give away everything, people will just use it without giving back. Look at Bamboo. How much of Bamboo, what they use, what they put out is based on open source, and what have they given back? The bare minimum, which is basically Bamboo Studio, which they had to because it's so heavily based on Prusa Slicer. Like, when was the last time? Remember when Bamboo, Dr. Tang or Tao or whatever his name is, did that fluff piece interview with CNC Kitchen? And he's like, yeah, we're open to working with the AMS with open source groups, maybe even Voron. And like, I replied, I'm like, hey, I reached out to him, like, hey, I'm from the Voron team. We would love to play around with the AMS and Clipper. Send us the deets. Nothing since. Because, you know, it's a fluff piece. They won't give away their stuff. And we know it. We all know it. The U1 is derived from the XL. And the XL is derived from E3D's tool changer. Like, I don't know how the U1 does its locking mechanism. I think it's very Prusa inspired. But like, there's only so many ways you can pick up a tool. This uses 3 pins and a scoop method. That anyone can do that, right? Musketeers and making awesome considering the current 3. I talked to Grant, so I'm aware of. What is this? Why are you posting random G code in the general chat? What is this video? Oh, that's a full video. That's a 23. So where's the TLDR? Where's the TLDR?
With the right maintenance schedule, you can.
Yeah. Open AMS replacement boards are a thing. Getting support at AFC. Nice. I have, like, I think I threw out one of them because it was like a very early production one that had issues. I have an AMS somewhere. I don't know where, but I have one somewhere. Flash forward shakes from the E3D tool changer-ish. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's only so many ways that you can do a docking, undocking mechanism. And like, once you figure out the simple way that works, you want to use the simple way that works, right? Look at CNC machines. Pretty much all CNC machines use standard collets and standard like locking, unlocking mechanisms for their tools, right? You don't say Makino suing suing Mazak because they use the same, collet system, right, for their tool changers. Like, it's kind of like, once something kind of becomes an industry standard way of doing it, it just becomes the industry standard way of doing it, right? Can I just say I'm happy printers have moved away from using SD cards and now have thumb drives? That's something I'm really happy that happened. We've all kind of decided, yeah, F the SD cards, let's all move to thumb drives on our printers. I'm kind of happy that happened. Okay, that's looking a lot better there. Yeah, once the patent for the it's like for the pew pew folks in chat. Remember revolvers and like you had like, was it Smith & Wesson that had the patent on like the open cylinder revolver? So like everyone had to have all like during those 20 years when Smith & Wesson had the patent on like the swing out revolver, everyone else had to come up with all these different ways of doing a 6-shot revolver to get around the patent. And there were some really unique ways that were really cool of doing it. And the moment the patent expired, everyone went to doing what Smith & Wesson did, because it's like, while there were other ways to do it, their way was obviously the best. So the moment everyone could do it, everyone started doing it. It's like, yeah, you can dance around a patent and find ways around it, but it doesn't always mean it's a better way than the patent itself. So sometimes you just have to wait for the patent to run out. Or license it. But that relies on a company willing to license. And I really think, when I wake up tomorrow and I'm God Emperor of Mankind, the patent system needs like a clause forcing you to license it. You should not be able to patent something and sit on it. You should be forced to license it for a reasonable fee. So, but that's me. The patent system is a good idea to protect those that spend the time and money developing new ideas and technologies, being able to recoup their investment and having some sort of protectionism. But being able to sit on it and lock down a technology for 20 years, no, you should be forced to have to license it for reasonable amounts. The problem is, well, who defines reasonable amounts and reasonable terms? And yeah, that's again, when I'm God Emperor of Mankind, we'll figure it out. But oh, that's looking much better. That's looking much better. Isn't Clipper using SD cards? I mean, it depends on your setup. I mean, I think this one has a Raspberry. Yeah, this has a Pi in it, so this is using an SD card. But like my Venture XL with the Big Tree Tech, it has the Big Tree Tech whatchamacallit in it. Big Tree Tech Pi 2. That thing is using eMMC memory, so that doesn't have an SD card. Or if you're using like an old computer, you could just use like an NVMe drive or an SSD, something a little bit more reliable than an SD card. Oh yeah, that's much better. Like a glove? I'm okay with that. Maybe modify. It's hard to say. X is good. Y might need a little bit more adjustment. Let me take a look here. That looks pretty dang close. Oh, that is really close. I think we're okay though. I think we're okay though. I have to move it ever so slightly. What did I use? Y. What am I using for Y? Y is 0.2. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Okay. Okay, this one's good. We're good with 0. So now, I'm happy with that. So now, we do the same thing again. Only now, we use tool 3. Oh, no, cancel. Ah, where'd it stop? T1, 3. I'm already starting. Okay, so now, upload and print. So this will be the same thing, but now we're using tool 2. Yeah, it's still clicking. I'm thinking just like something is stuck in there and I don't know what. I need to get like a can of compressed air. Like, you know what? Screw it. Nope. Oh no, that compressor's off. I have an air compressor here. It's not plugged in though. I gotta plug it in. Could have sworn I had a can of compressed air somewhere. No, that's WD-40. Don't use WD-40. That won't work. I got Febreze. Can you use Febreze as compressed air? Will that cause a problem? I don't know why I have a can of Febreze in my garage, but I do. Yeah, it's just this one corner's clicking going up and down. It's like something's rubbing. I don't think it's actually causing any issue because the Z is stupidly consistent and it doesn't show off. Like there is no Z banding in tall prints on this printer. I'm thinking it's just something on one of the drive gears is just like hitting like a zip tie or something. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say. Don't what? Oh, Febreze. Do I need to get a haircut? You know what really sucks? I hate this. Normally, I have to get a haircut. I'm at the point where I need to get a haircut, right? The problem is, I'm going on vacation end of July, And I don't want to get a haircut now and then have to get one before I need one, but I want to have a haircut before the trip. So it's like, do I wait and just let this get like more messed up? Because I wear hats, so it's not a big deal, right? But it's summer, so I should just shave it. I should just go bald. I mean, I'm going bald anyways. I should just shave it. My wife would kill me. Any words for the Trident R2? The Trident R2 is the new version of the Trident. It'll be released soon. That's what I did during COVID. I would just set my my clippers to the highest setting and just buzz the whole thing every couple weeks. Am I going to Murph? I wasn't going to, and then I found out that they were going to have it in an air-conditioned building, so I was like, maybe I should go. And then I remembered that it's my 10th anniversary with the wifey, so we're not going. Because I am not bailing on an anniversary to go to to go to a rep fest. I do not want that heat. I do not want that heat. Bring the wife? No. Mr. Loyal over here. I don't run unlicensed charities for profit. What are you talking about? Here's some magnets on the dock. Yep, I have magnets on the dock. There are 4 magnets in the dock. They magnetize onto the screws, and then I have set screws. It's enough to hold it in place, but obviously it's not going to hold the printer in position if I tilt it. So. Yeah, dream trip to Goshen, Indiana for the anniversary. Yeah, no. You know what really sucks? My wife's not watching, so hopefully she's not watching. If you are watching, hun, plug your ears. I was going to take her away for like a little weekend getaway, but I have an 8-year-old son, so I was going to get my mom to watch him, right? Get my mom to watch the little guy, grab the wife, go away for a weekend, right? Do a nice little, sneaky hangout anniversary thing, 10-year anniversary. Yeah, no, my wife's also going on vacation that week. So my wife's out of country, or my mom's out of country. So my mom can't watch the little guy. So it's like, shit. But I was going to do it last year. And then last year, my mom's like, yeah, I can watch him. I was about to book a hotel room. And then I realized we had the dog. So we don't have the dog anymore. So I was like, oh yeah, we'll go. And then my mom's like, oh yeah, I'm going to Europe for 2 weeks because I've never been to Europe. And I'm like, I've been to Europe. You don't need to go. She's like, I'm going to Europe. I'm like, fine. So. Little guy's 8. You want to know what's sad? I can tell you the day I can tell you exactly how long I've had my Voron V2 for. I ordered my Voron V2 frame the day my son was born. Totally. If you ever need spousal approval to do a big purchase, do it while they have an epidural in their back. They'll say yes to anything. You can use a Carto on this. You can use a cartographer on here. The only thing is, if you were to use a cartographer on here, or a beacon, you would have to wire it up to the carriage and run wires to the carriage. I am running a simpler system by just relying on tap, so I don't have to run extra wires to the tool head. But do it prawn? It do prawn. We're doing calibrations right now, Luke. Extended on this deployment. Are you in the Middle East right now, Bryce? Is that you who's in the Middle East on deployment? Yeah, unfortunately, going off the news, I don't think you're going to be coming home anytime soon. I think the Tehran Tango is going to start up again, the way things are looking. Which is really good for considering the fact that I'm going to be driving like over 7,000 kilometers this summer in July. Luke, you do need to get like an you do need stickers of a chibi version of a tube. You know what chibi is, right? In anime, you need like to figure out a way to get an anime chibi tube for stickers. Still angry, Sealand, yeah. What's the joke? Born too late for war in the Middle East, born too early for war in the Middle East, born just in time for war in the Middle East. All those poor Abrams and Bradleys, they thought they were going to get some OD green paint instead of desert sand. Nope. Back to the sandbox. Back to the sandbox. Trash Canistan. You do know, for those that don't know, Stan just means land of. So Afghanistan is land of the Afghans. Tajikistan is land of the Tajiks. That's why you see that whole area is the Stan region. It's just land of. That's all it means. Also, blame the British. They're like, hey, let's take this area with a very tribalistic society that doesn't really have countries, and everyone is very insular, and they have their family groups, and then they have their village groups, and not much beyond that. Let's just drop a bunch of lines and tell them their countries now, and they have to work together. What could go wrong? Canuckistan. Yeah, Canuckistan is land of the Canucks. Chip Cheerio genocide for the spices. Yeah, British Empire, go all over the world to control all these countries for spices, have the most bland food in the world. What do we got? We got boiled meat. Don't get high on your own supply. Make more money selling the spices to everyone else. Oh, hey, we roast it too. Ah, yeah, that's true. They do roast. Just like everyone roasts them for not having good food. Although, I will say, last time I was in Manchester for Smurf, I did have a proper British, like, was it a pot pie or a British meat pie with gravy on it, with a pint for lunch. And you know what? It was pretty damn good. It was very filling. It was a very hearty, filling meal, I will say. I did have to put a little bit more pepper on it, though, to get some sort of actual flavor. Pretty good. I mean, it's kind of hard to F up fish and chips. Let's be honest. It's kind of hard to F up fish and chips. You just make a batter with beer, a beer batter. Take the fish, put in the beer batter, fry it, and then chips, which are just, you take potatoes, you cut them, and you fry them in the same oil. It's kind of hard to, I have had F'd up fish and chips. You can F up fish and chips, believe me. but it's very hard to do. It's kind of like when you go to a place that's like has poutine and they're not a poutine place, and it comes out and it's like the wrong kind of French fries with like shredded cheddar on it and like whatever their normal gravy is. And you're like, this ain't a poutine. And they're like, it's a poutine. It's like cheese, gravy, fries, poutine. And you're like, nah, dog. I could understand mozzarella in a pinch. I can understand mozzarella instead of proper cheese curds. But you have to have the right fries and you have to have the right gravy. It needs to be a brown gravy. KFC poutine isn't bad. You know what, Liz? I agree with you. It is horrible for you. It is the greasiest, nastiest consumer poutine you can buy. But KFC poutine ain't bad. At least it wasn't bad until they have the spiced fries now. KFC has different fries now because they use the same fries that Taco Bell has now. And I don't like their poutine as much. It was better with their older fries. Oh yeah, popcorn chicken poutine. Oh, it's horrible. It is horrible for you. Oop, print is done. Print is done. So let's see what we got here. Well, we are definitely off here, so let's see what we got. So this is T21. Modern British food is the result of the Industrial Revolution. They're designed to be fast to make and to be wrapped. Yeah, it's like, it's when I go to England, it's like everywhere for lunch has like a sandwich, chips, and a pop. Can of pop. That is their lunch. So it's like £5, you get a sandwich, you get a bag of chips, and you get a pop. That is everywhere. Everyone has their chips and sandwich lunch. Or crisps. Sorry, crisps. Crisps. Also a lot of Indian food, which is pretty good. I'm down with Indian food for the most part. I like my whatever the butter chicken and all that stuff is. I've discovered I kind of like spicy food. Not like crazy spicy, but I do like spicy food. Okay, this one is definitely a bit okay, so let me get the image up so you guys can see what I'm working on. So this one, on the X, we are looking at, wow, the Y is right messed up. So -2 on the X. Yeah, -2 on the X. So this one right here lines up the best. So it's +2 on the X. Yeah, so +2 on the X. So X offset is +2. The Z needs a little bit more squish. So would that be a positive here? If I want to put more squish, increase that, I think, for a little bit more squish. Or would I do? No, I would increase that for a bit more squish. Oh no, I would lower it. I would lower it. I would lower it. I would lower it. And then for the Y is definitely out to lunch. The Y is, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. -0.8. It's 8. -0.8. There we go. Save and restart. Is there a better way to do this if you had to do it again? Oh yeah, if you had like a sex bolt that can do XY calibration, or if you had some sort of probe that could do XY, you can. There's also a camera that you can plug in, and it has a little crosshair, and you just basically move your tool heads over. The thing is, once you calibrate it, you shouldn't have to recalibrate it, okay? As long as you don't change which tool goes in what position, once you have your XY calibration set up, you shouldn't have to mess with anything. It should only have to be messed with if you rebuild the docks, essentially. If you rebuild the tools. Who sells the camera? Ember 3D sells a camera, I think, for it. I can't remember if he sent me one at some point. I don't think he did. Otherwise, I would be using it. But yeah, you need a camera with a very short focal distance. You just stick it on the bed, and then what it does is you basically line up tool 0 over it, home it, and then you just replace the tool and you just move it around to C and line it up over the X, and you just write down the numbers. It's actually not that complicated. The sex ball from Stealth Changer Project can do XYZ. Surprise the LDO. I think the LDO kit might have included it, but I haven't actually looked. Like, I've got a bunch of stuff around here. It might have. I don't know. Bearded Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. YouTube's like, you need to set a goal for the stream. It's like, fine. You want a goal, YouTube? Here, I'll set a goal. 5 super chats in the next hour, and I will do a dance. I will dance a little dance. There. YouTube's like, you gotta have goals for your stream. I much rather the goals would be gifted memberships instead of super chats. Marcelo gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. If you got a gifted membership, make sure you thank them. A 3DO nozzle cam. Yeah, that would work too. A 3DO nozzle cam. You just put a little print so you stick it to the bed so it doesn't move. And yeah. You can dance if you want to. You can leave. Yeah, I honestly, I much prefer gifted memberships to super chats because... like, I hate the way that super chats are incentivized, where it's like creators that only reply to messages that are super chats, right? Creators that like only reply to messages that are super chats, so people super chat so that they get their message seen and answered. I'm not a fan of doing it that way. Plus, like, the only one that benefits from a super chat is me. Whereas if you gift a membership, I get the same amount. If you super chat X amount of money, or you gift the same amount of money in gifted memberships, I get the same cut. But if you gift memberships, people get memberships. So more people benefit. So I much prefer gifted memberships to super chats. So now we're doing it again, just to verify that our values are correct. And hopefully they are. Liz, you were not a member? Disappointed. Wayne gifted 5 community membership. Cheers and appreciated. But I'm broke. Okay, I will be that creator that says that. If you are broke, don't throw money at influencers. I appreciate it. I do appreciate the $2. But if you are broke, spending it on influencers is not a... This is financial advice. If you're broke, don't give money to influencers. But I do appreciate it, so thank you. Gergerman gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. Did I say thank you, Wayne? Wayne Wenthen. Cheers for the 5. So now we got to do it all again. Yep, shoulder strap is twisted. What's the background music? I normally use Stream Beats for my background music, but there is a Douche Canoe copyright claimer on YouTube that likes to claim Stream Elements music's like monetization every now and then. So every couple of months I got to use something else when this guy decides to do his Douche Canoe shit and try claiming Stream Elements background music. So right now I'm using the backing track playlist, and I totally use Spotify so I can write off my Spotify membership as a business expense. Totally. No, we always have the one twisted. We always have the one twisted because it's just the way when I put it on and take it off, one gets twisted constantly. So every time I untwist it, it'll eventually get twisted. So we just leave it twisted, and it's engagement bait. Stream Elements is going away. It is not. Apparently they did find a buyer, hopefully, because I do this is Stream Elements. Like all my YouTube overlays are Stream Elements. So I hope they don't go away. Even the merch store, you know, people don't use it too much. I need to get new merch. I keep putting that off. That's Stream Elements as well, or it's through Stream Elements. But apparently Stream Elements did find a buyer. So, hopefully. Apulo, if you're here, that jumper I'm not going to share the picture because he posted in the member chat. That jumper as a Charmander would be awesome. That jumper you have, Apulo, if you're in chat right now, that jumper as a Charmander would be awesome. Just saying. Kick is buying Stream Elements. I hope not. Kick is a shoddy website. I hate Kick. There's only one streamer I watch on Kick. I refuse to pay for Kick. I refuse to spend money on Kick. Kick is just it's run by degenerate gamblers. Kick exists so that people who were kicked off of Twitch for other reasons have a place to stream that isn't as bad as Rumble. I do not support gambling as promote. I support the ability to gamble on your own time. I do not support the promotion of gambling. If that makes sense. As somebody who has a very addictive personality, I avoid that shit like the plague. So. Yeah, like the one thing Kick had was it, you know, it was at like 90%. Like the YouTube's cut is 70. I get 70% of everything you donate on YouTube to me. Twitch is 50%. YouTube's 70%. Kick is 90%. So Kick has that one thing going for them, where if you're a creator on Kick, you get 90% of whatever your community gives you. The downside is Kick is a sunk cost business. Kick uses Amazon servers. So basically, Kick pays Amazon to use their servers. If Amazon can't make Twitch profitable, and the servers are already Amazon, how is Kick profitable? Because there's people that are whales on Kick that make a shit ton of money, and they basically use the fact that it's promoting gambling, they use the gambling profits to offset the losses on Kick. So Kick runs at a deficit because it's basically an advertising cost for gambling. Buffering Drew Bradley. I've got nothing on my end. I am uploading, I am green, 0 drop frames, uploading at 18,000 kilobits a second. So we're good on my end. So it's probably on your end. Stream is fine here in the UK. It's because the internet cables work better when it's warm out. The data is more energetic, and it's really hot in the UK right now. So that's why the internet's working so good in the UK. It's really hot. Did the stream just go down? Are we back? Are we back? It's back? I'm wondering if that's on YouTube's end, because I've got nothing on my end. I've got nothing on my end for drop frames. I've got nothing on my end. Okay, maybe YouTube's having a moment. Maybe the YouTube servers are overheating somewhere. Audio sync issue? Uh-oh. Are we good? Everyone refresh. Everyone refresh. Everyone just hit refresh. Sync is fine? Okay, we're good. It's those dang data centers. Okay, so we got to move this up. So first things first, the Z offset is much better, but I do have to bring it up just a little bit. Do 0.2, just a little bit. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's... Oh no, yeah, no, that's the right one. Okay. Now, that is lined up good. And that is lined up good. We're good. We're good. This one's good. We are good. We did it in 2. T22. T22 is good. T22 is good. We're good. Heck yeah. Booyakasha. Save, close. Okay, heck yeah. How about moving the purge tower to the front of the bed? That is a good idea. I'm gonna do that right now. Move the purge to the front. Okay, move the purge to the front. It's not a purge, it's a prime tower. Potato, tomato, but it is a prime tower. Okay, so now, tool 4. Slice now. Export cheat code. Save. Save. Upload and print. There we go. That should be red. Yeah. Sweet. Booyah. What was I talking about before I had to stop talking because the stream decided to crash? It's the little guy's last night of scouts tonight, and they're doing like a barbecue. So I don't have to make dinner, but it sucks because now I won't eat dinner till like 6:30. And I'm in week 2 of intermittent fasting. I'm trying to lose like 10-15 pounds before my trip at the end of July. I'm trying to lose this little bit of a belly, which is going good so far. I'm down 5 pounds. 5 pounds in a week, I'll take it. But basically, I'm only eating twice a day. I eat like a brunch at like around 11 a.m. So I'll wake up, I'll have coffee in the morning with a little bit of creamer, whatever. But I have that until like 11 or 10:30 if I'm streaming at 11 a.m. And then I have dinner. And it really sucks as a night owl who's up to like 1 in the morning. Going from like 5:30 until 1 a.m. without eating sucks. And that's what always did me in because I would snack at night. I would basically have like breakfast at like midnight. Essentially, I would make like toast or Eggos or something. And that's what did me in. So I'm trying to avoid that. And it's going okay, but man, that part sucks. That part sucks. Remember Scouts having an ending. They shut down for the summer. At least up here in Canada, they do. So they end the last week of May, and then they start up again in September, I believe, or late August. I can't remember. Because it's like people go away for the summer, or they do family trips. So it's like they have like a summer camp jamboree, but my son's not participating in that. Well, I've been drinking a lot of gamer subs. Drinking a lot of gamer subs. That's what I've been doing at night to prevent to hide the hunger. Is basically just drinking a lot of liquids. Yeah, he's finishing some Beavers. I think next year he goes into Cubs. I just call it Scouts, but there's like the different age groups. Okay, this clicking is getting really annoying. After this finishes, we're gonna do a little inspection to see if we can figure out what the heck is causing this clicking. Ton of stuff in the summer hiking camp. Well, like we're gonna be doing that. I'm trying to do more outdoor stuff with my kid. He likes the outdoor stuff. He seems to get along with it pretty well. It just sucks here in Southern Ontario. There's F-all for campgrounds that are like hiking campgrounds. It's like parks in the wood kind of thing. We do have one campground that's like 45 minutes away, and it's actually pretty nice, but it's not that big. So it's like spending a whole weekend there. Like we did an overnight camp, which was pretty good, but I could see like spending a whole weekend there would be kind of, you'd run out of things to do pretty quick. Point Pelee is nearby, so you can drive over to Point Pelee. But like spending the whole weekend in the campground itself, I could see running out of things to do pretty quick with a kid. Pinery. The Pinery is pretty good. The problem with the Pinery, you have to book your campsite well in advance So like, the problem is like, you can't just, it's not just first come first serve anymore. All campgrounds you have to book in advance. So, okay, I'm not logged in here. Good. Cool, I consent. So if you want to go like, you know, let's just say, you know, okay, let's go, well, this weekend in August, right? Friday to Sunday in that last week of August. Search, just, you know, just a single tent, 2 people, 2 nights. And it's like, okay. Like, the Pinery is already booked up for the most part. Like, all the campsites are already booked up. You can't. You have to, like, book your... And the problem with camping is one of those things where it's like, you look on Wednesday and you go, hey, the weather's going to be nice this weekend. Let's go camping. The problem is you have to book everything months in advance. Especially for a weekend. It sucks. Oh, did it not go through? Did not go through. Try again. Air fried chicken breast fillets, almost no calories. Oh, I know. That's mostly American Scouts, and yeah. You know how many people in the Catholic Church did it? The Catholic Church is still around. You know how many people in the U.S. government? I mean, hello, your president. Yeah, the click sound is getting on my nerves now. I wanted to get all the calibration done before we mess around with the clicking. Yeah, I don't think Scouts Canada had that had the same issue as the American Scouts. It's for those that Scouts Canada and American Scouts are completely different organizations. They are completely different organizations. It's not the Z. I can hear it. The clicking is coming from this Z module. Something in this Z module is clicking. 2 or 3? Okay, 2 or 3 out of a population of how many? Is Scouts any different than any other organization in sheer numbers and percentage base? Also, the scrutiny is much higher nowadays. The scrutiny is much higher nowadays. Also, my son doesn't do any overnight stuff with Scouts. He's only there for like an hour on Tuesdays. We did have a busted Z drive, but we replaced it. I think it was the back ones, though. I think it was the back Z drives that we replaced. I can't remember which ones. I think it was the back Z drives. Yeah, what it sounds like, it honestly sounds like a zip tie just kind of like rubbing on something. Or what we'll do after this print finishes, I'll move the Z up and then we'll do it up here so I can actually get in there and look. I have a feeling there's this like a booger or something of filament just hiding out in there. That's what it feels like. So I moved the perch tower to the front, or the prime tower to the front. And sort of the Creality 3D scanners. I don't know about scanners. If you want to know about scanners, ask 3D Musketeers. Grant's your guy you want to ask about that kind of stuff. Yeah, Grant's the guy you want to ask about that kind of stuff. Do not buy Creality, bad customer support. Well, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I've never used Creality scanners. I've only ever used like one. It was RevoPoint sent me a scanner years ago when they first started like developing scanners. And I was like, this is cool. I did the little demo thing that they like give you how to do it. And they're like, okay, have fun. And then I'm like, I don't know how to 3D model. I don't know how to finish this. And so I put it on a shelf and I never touched it again. So much fun. Oh, we're heating up the last. That's right. We're on tool 4 now. Tool 3. It is so okay. Prusa slicer. In Prusa slicer, your tools start at 1. So you have tool 1, 2, 3, 4. But in the printer, because printers work on computer logic, it starts at 0. So we have tool 0 to 3. So in the slicer, this is tool 4. But to the printer, this is tool 3. And so annoying. They bricked yours with shit software and basically refused to exchange or refund in Australia. You can have a repair exchange for refund, then deny and said warranty had expired. A-holes. Okay, I get it. I've heard the Revo points are pretty good, but if you want to know, more about scanners, I am not the scanner guy to talk to. Ask Grant. Grant is the scanner guy. Grant, 3D Musketeers, go ask Grant. When is Core 1L launch? I don't know. It launched when it launched. As for when it launched, I don't know. While I have Joe in my DMs, I do not have that much street cred to get release dates out of them. Is a tool. So right now, I'm using Prusa Slicer and I'm using it kind of eyeballed settings, or kind of just, eyeballed them. So as it is right now, the first tool switch takes the longest because it's heating the tool up from room temp to printing temp. And then after that, it drops it down like 50 degrees. So I just eyeballed the 50 degrees. At some point, we're going to try and actually make a better profile for it. But right now, we're more just trying to get it working properly before we play around with slicer settings. I will say every tool change this thing has done so far has been perfect. Like, we haven't dropped a tool yet, and I'm happy for that. Who is the best LDO reseller to ship a kit to Brazil? I have no idea. That is, you could try emailing. Like, I have a link below to the LDO resellers list. I try and contact LDO directly via email and ask them who they would recommend. I don't know if they have a South American reseller. LDO also has a Discord. But yeah, that's something I would not know off the top of my head. So. I love these bots. I love these bots. These are the most obvious bots. You get followed by an account created 2 months ago, crypto 3D printing, and you look at who they're following, and it's always in the same order. It's me, Joel, 3D Maker Noob, Stefan, Prusa, Pooch, 3D Print Bunny, Joseph, Raspberry, Jesse. Oh, they don't. Oh, it's a little bit different. The list has changed, but usually it's the same 3D printing content creators always in a row. Block. Get out of here, you stupid bot. Twitter is a bot. Twitter is pretty much like entirely bots now. It is always funny seeing creators who retweet the bots that promote them. So it's like you do know you're just retweeting a bot, right? You're just retweeting a bot. Watching the latest. What is he up to? I haven't watched that guy in forever. What was his newest video? I completely forgot about that guy. What is he up to? Oh, he's just complaining about bamboo. Yeah. Everyone's complaining about bamboo now. That's the easy way to make a video now. You just put out a video. I was there first shitting on bamboo. See real people interacting with bots. Oh, well, as a creator, you're kind of incentivized to do it. Because think about it, if you're a creator and you're trying to make yourself seem more important or like you're better than you are, you retweet the bots that are hyping you up so that other people go, oh, look at all these people hyping you up. But then the people look at it and go, well, these are all bots you're retweeting. We're hipsters here. We're yeah. We were calling out bamboo before it was cool. It's kind of disappointed. I will say it is kind of disappointing to see the creators that you know are on the affiliate program. It is disappointing to see creators not call out bamboo. And I'm not going to say who they are. You know who they are because they're not calling out bamboo. They're not calling out the shitty businesses. And it's like they have a really lucrative affiliate program. And there's a reason, in case you haven't noticed, bamboo doesn't promote with 3D printing content creators anymore. Because we're kind of too smart and we call them out for the bullshit. So they've moved on to, using, Super Fast Matt. Just did a video where he did a promotion with bamboo. And in the comments, people are like, dude, this is a really bad time to be promoting bamboo. But he doesn't know. right? He makes fast cars and other stuff. So for him, it's like, oh, it's just a printer, it's a tool. He doesn't know about the drama behind what's going on with Bamboo. So Bamboo doesn't promote with 3D printing content creators anymore because we call them out. They promote with like tech YouTubers or builder YouTubers or maker YouTubers, people that to them 3D printing is just a tool. Yeah, woodworking YouTubers. A couple years ago, they flooded all the FPV quadcopter YouTubers with free printers. It's a marketing tactic, and that is something Bamboo is really good at, marketing. I mean, it helps. They're all basically former DJI, so they took the DJI playbook. Couldn't even come up with your own playbook. You had to copy DJI's. This red is really oozy. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Well, our Z is kind of good. I'm okay with the Z. They cannot promote with tech channels. Yeah, that's the thing. People are calling them out now. So they're promoting with those where, you know, I just make plastic boat is the market. They just want the tool and they don't know the drama behind the tool. All right, so what do we got now? So I think the Z on this is pretty good. Maybe a little too close, but I can live with it for now because we haven't done any pressure advance tuning or anything, so I'll adjust that later. For the X, thinking 0.2. Yeah, 0.2. For the X, 0.2. Because this one, looking at it straight on, this line is actually ever so slightly to the right, and this one's ever so slightly to the left. So X is 0.2. So X is negative 0.2. Negative 0.2. Okay. The Y is out to lunch, though. The Y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Six or 7, shoot. I don't know, guys. Do you think it's 6 or 7? It could be 6. It could be it's 6 or 7. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We'll go with 7. We'll go with 7. Where did I put my tweezers? Where did I put my tweezers? I just had them. Oh, here, there. Okay, so now we print it again. The Eufy E1. The E1 I got nothing against. I just think it's really expensive and you really need to have a use for it. But if you have a use for it, the E1 actually seems like a pretty cool thing to have. But you need to have a use for it because the machine isn't that cheap from what I remember, and the refills, the material is not cheap. So if you have a use for the E1, it actually seems like a pretty legit product, but you need to have a use for it to justify the cost, I think. It's one of those kind of things. The BTT food printer. I kind of want one of those tool heads, but I don't have a bamboo to put it on. So I kind of want to get one of those BTT tool heads for that and build just a motion system for it with just like XY with a little bit of Z and use it for like cakes and whatnot. I mean, you could print on a chocolate, right? I could use it in tandem with the cocoa press. How is SnapMaker support? I don't know. From what I've heard, it's okay. So. Any plans for a monolith? At some point, we will be putting a monolith in the Toasty Boy rebuild, but I'm waiting on a parts kit from LDO for that. Bamboo support that bad? It's bamboo support is overstressed. They have sold an entire group of people who don't need a 3D printer, and they're dealing with the ramifications of that. They have created an entire market of people who have no tech ability or inherent tech skill, bought a 3D printer, and are having to deal with the issues of now supporting people that don't know how a 3D printer works and having to support their 3D printer. So they are overstressed every time I've heard about it. Anchor Maker going. Anchor kind of dropped out of the 3D printing market. They had that one 3D printer that had one button on it that was actually not a bad printer mechanically, but the whole ecosystem around it was horrible. So like nobody bought it. Because like literally you could barely like, it had one button on the printer. I gotta tell it to not park in the middle of the bed when it heats up the nozzle. I gotta tell it to like do it in the back or the front or something. UV part of Anchor? Yeah, it is. It is. But they moved away from FDM. They now do that little resin thing. That UV resin thing. HP, yeah, oh yeah, the HP PolyJet printers, yeah, they're in their own, they got their own market there. They're good. I got a stupid hole in my pant pocket. This sucks. It's like I need to get new shorts because I have a hole in this pocket. And it's like these shorts are comfy, but the thing falls out of a pocket. I gotta fix it. Kodak I don't know if Kodak actually makes filament, or I don't think Kodak as a brand is really a thing anymore. I think they just license the name to other companies. If I remember correctly, Kodak isn't really Kodak. It's like a company that owns the name and they license the name. So Kodak doesn't make filament. A company makes filament and they license the Kodak name for it, if I remember correctly. Fix the pocket. I might sew it back up. We'll see. I just noticed that the other day. I put a pen in my pocket and it just fell right out. You on thread? I know. Are they still around? Okay. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of companies that operate, like, I think, is it Reebok does that? There's a bunch of companies that don't actually exist anymore. They just license their name to other companies. So, like, other companies make the shoe and they just slap their logo on it. Yeah, it is definitely something in there. Oh, I can't see in there. So let's see if I can see something in there when it comes down. Yeah. It's so hard to get light in there. Okay, right here. Is it heating up? Oh, it's heating up. That's why. Come on. There we go. I don't see anything in there. They're a chemical company first, yeah. You know where the clicking is coming from? Something in the front left Z motor assembly. Made by either ColorFab or BASF. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many companies don't make their own filament. Like for the longest time, I think it might be changing, but for the longest time, Bamboo Filament was basically just Polymaker. Polymaker is OEM. Like the company that owns Polymaker is like OEM for a lot of companies' filament. So people, it was always funny when people like, oh, I only buy this company's filament for their printers because they recommend it and it's the best. And it's like, bro, you do know that's the same filament as this and also the same filament as it. It's all made in the same factory. This red is really gummy. So somebody was telling me that the Prusa XL profile with the G-code change to match Vorons works pretty good. So you just take like the Prusa XL profile and Prusa slicer and you just change the start and end G-code and you just change the tools so it matches the same number of tools as a whatever you have. Works pretty good for the stealth changer. So I don't think we'll have time to play with that today. Because I'm going to rerun the maker chip that we did before. So I'm going to end the stream by starting the if this is good, I'm going to reprint that maker chip. PLA pellet. Yeah, most companies don't make their own filament or resin to begin with. So you buy the filament from like Ingeo or a Sabic or whatever. You buy the raw resin from manufacturing company. Gets delivered to your factory, you extrude it into a filament, adding whatever additives and colorants and whatever to make it colors and additives, and then you put it on spools and you sell it. So, Bamboo bought it. Yeah, Bamboo basically has a, yeah, Bamboo is trying to have full control over everything so that they control everything. They really want everything in-house. Then again, Prusa did it too, right? Prusament. Like if I lived in Europe, that would probably be the filament I go with the most. It's just unfortunately getting Prusament here in Canada sucks, price-wise. Recommendation for help in ASA for bed adhesion. Are you ready? Are you ready for bed adhesion help? It's called Vision Miner. Okay, Wash your bed with warm soapy water, rinse it off really good, put a thin coat of Vision Miner on it, heat it up to 100, let it sit for a bit, let it drop back to room temperature, and then go ahead and print. I do that on all my printers. It works great. You can buy some Vision Miner, link below. It's an affiliate link. Help support the channel. I mean, let's be honest, there is a lot of bed helper additives out there. I just like Vision Miner because you can, it's something you can kind of get everywhere, and I know it works. Vision Miner also works on effects plates. Well, there you go. I don't think I have any of those effect plates. I don't really have a desire to use them, but clearing extruder jam on a bamboo A1 is a pain. Yep. That's honestly one of the reasons I like these A4T tool heads. It's like 2 screws and the whole extruder comes off. Like it's nice that you have like everything's you have the hot end, which is just like it holds the fans, holds the shrouds. You just undo a couple screws, that comes off, and then the tool head it's just bolted down, so you can just mix and match extruders. It's pretty easy to work on. I really like this style of tool head. Turn that off 1 second. Where is the power switch? Over there. Don't you love it when it gets warm enough in the garage that printers start triggering fans? It's like I'm not using this printer right now, but like the controller fans were kicking on because it's like it's against the wall. So in the afternoon, the sun beats on this wall from the outside. So printers against this wall tend to get a little bit warmer. So it's like I don't want my controller fans kicking on for no reason, so I turn the printer off. Yeah, this is actually working really good. After this print finishes, which it just did, if this is calibrated good, we're gonna redo the maker chip print and see how good it goes. Unfortunately, I'll have to end the stream before, because we only have like 20 minutes left in the stream. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, do it now. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance, because we're going to do a giveaway at the end of stream. Okay, let's see. We're good. I'm going to change it by 1. I'm going to change it. No, we're good. We're good. I'm calling it good. It's good. It's good. T3, 2 is good. So we're good. I am happy with my calibrations. Garrus would approve of these calibrations. So now, There we go. That'll work. Well, it's the Stealth Changer test print. Check on the clicking. I would have to lock everything in, and honestly, I don't care about it that much. I mean, like, the problem is, like, I can't really, like, that's the problem. Like, I can't, everything, I have to zip tie everything in place to do it, and I kind of just want the printer to print, so we'll just... How many streams has Stealth Changer been now? That's a good question. The answer is yes. I mean, on the bright side, it's been plenty of content. We have gotten our share of content. We've actually probably gotten more out of this than we did the Venture XL. Playlists. Let's see. Stealth Changer. Beautiful playlist. We are currently 20 videos on the Stealth Changer. The Venture XL playlist is 23 videos. So will this change my... I mean, my opinion on multicolor printing is never really changed. It's I don't do a lot of it. I've had a Prusa XL for like 2 years. I just don't do a lot of multicolor printing. It's just not the kind of printing I do. I print more functional stuff or stuff that gets post-processed. I don't print like Q-Forges a lot. I don't print, you know, flexy stuff to bring to trade shows or sell. I personally don't do a lot of multicolor printing. So that won't change, but I'll probably do more multi-material going forward. Put a ratchet strap? No, what I do is I just put zip ties. I just zip tie each tool head in place. It's a little annoying because you have to waste a bunch of zip ties because you gotta cut them, but I just zip tie them in place. So, why not multicolor? I just don't do a lot of multicolor printing. Stuff that I print is either used right off the printer, like printer parts, or it gets post-processed, like, you know, the cosplay armor or whatever. So it's going to get painted anyways. So I just personally don't do a lot of multicolor prints. It's not something I do a lot of. Oh, it's trigger. Okay, maybe I should try. This is gonna be annoying. Try one more time. If it doesn't home here, then yes, we will take a look at it. Dual color. I don't even put LEDs in my tool heads because it's just another failure point. It's just another thing that you have to stuff in the tool head. It adds weight. It adds complexity. It doesn't make the printer print any better. Having tool head LEDs doesn't really make anything better. It just adds a bit of flair. And for a printer that sits in my workshop all day, I really don't care about flair. Like if I wasn't a 3D printing content creator and I was doing everything I did now but not on camera, every printer I have would be in jet black. Every printer I have would be in black because I would just buy caseloads of black ABS and use it for everything. Because it'd be like, whatever. I'm about the functionality of it. Ooh, they got a new Glen launch in 6 days. Interesting. 6 days to a new Glen launch. That'll be nice. Try and stream that. It's really annoying how sometimes... Ooh, okay, the clicking is getting crunchier. The clicking is getting crunchier. The print finished, so. Watching New Glenn take off compared to Starship is hilarious, because like New Glenn is like, I'm going to space because it is a slow ass rocket, and then Starship's like, yeet. Yeah, there's some. It's something in the Z module here clicking. So we're gonna have to flip the printer on its side, but to do that I have to lock all these down so that they don't fall, because there's literally nothing holding them but gravity and magnets, and the magnets are there to hold the XY position, like they keep them in place, but like if you flip the printer, they'll fall out. The magnets are not strong enough to actually hold them in place. How soon is Trident R2? I don't know. The guy who designed it is in Japan right now, so probably some point after he comes back from Japan. Ah, dang it. Stupid. Damn ooze. Yeah, definitely gotta change my starting G code to not sit in the middle of the bed when it heats up, because it just leaves a blob there. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It sounds like, but I looked, I don't see anything stuck in there. That's the problem. Like, I don't see anything stuck in here. Nothing is loose. Like, I don't see anything in there. That's the problem. That's annoying. About black filament. Oh, if I wasn't building printers for content, pretty much every printer I have would just be black. I would just buy caseloads of black ABS. That's what I used to do. Back before I started streaming my builds, I would just like stock up on a ton of black filament. So I would just have cases of black ABS and just use that for everything. Because it was also back when I did a lot of prototyping for Voron parts, so everything ended up in the bin anyways, usually. And then don't forget, we are going to be doing the giveaway at 5 o'clock. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. We're going to be doing the draw for that at the end of stream. So you've got like 7 minutes to enter for a chance to win some filament. And while you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to help support the channel, content I create, and things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Also, are you guys seeing a flickering from the lights on this camera? This camera is a British camera. A member of the community gave it to me when I was at Smurf. So it's in like PAL mode. I think it's like 50 hertz instead of 60. So you get this like that. Yeah, let me mobile cam. Let's see. Configure video. Decoder video. It says it's in PAL. No, it's in PAL. Oh, yeah, and I can't change the flicker. Shoot. Yeah, it's in PAL mode. Yeah, it's in 50 FPS. That's probably why. Oh well. Yeah, it's 50 hertz, but I stream at 60, so there's like a bit of weird interpolation going on. But I mean, it's better than the green camera. That's for sure. I don't know. No, I can't. The camera is set for PAL only. I went through the settings. There's no way to change it to NTSC. I looked. Unless I missed something. But I did go through the settings. Menu. Camera mic. Yeah, there's no NTSC PAL area settings. Yeah, there's no settings to adjust it for our for not PAL. 576 is PAL. Is that what that is? Okay, let's try again. Can you guys see the menu when I fire up the menu on this? Ooh. Menu. Oh, you can. Okay. Yeah, see, it's only 1080p 576p. There's no way to... Yeah, it's locked in PAL mode. I mean, it's not bad. It's better than no camera. North American firmware. I could deal with that, or I could just, you know, it's been this way for months and nobody has said a thing yet. So. Digital. No, the camera's in 50 FPS. I cannot change this camera to 60. Now that I pointed it out. Yeah, that set is really annoying me now. Okay, we got 1 minute till the giveaway. 1 minute till the giveaway. Enter for your chance. Adjusted your 5090 to only output 50 FPS. Brah. It is 50 FPS? What the F? I've got a 1440p 165 hertz monitor. I could not live at 50 FPS on most games. That would drive me insane. Giveaway soon? Giveaway now. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. So close that, save, copy the names. So if you did not enter, you will have another chance on the Friday stream. But also, if you need more of me, tomorrow around 11 a.m. we'll be on Twitch, continuing our Mass Effect 3 playthrough. So that will be fun. So follow me on Twitch, Nero3D on Twitch, if you're into Twitch game streams. We're getting near the end of Mass Effect 3. We just finished the Rannoch arc. We have to do a bunch of side missions and the DLC still. I hate when Marvel frees it up. Come on, Marbles. Marbles froze. Really? Gonna be like that? Okay. Try again. So we're gonna need another game. I think I want to play the Star Wars game. The Jedi Survivor or whatever it's called, that series. We might play that series next. I've heard it's pretty good. So we got 242 people, random, bots, 242, play. What is Twitch? Another, Liz. Like, oh, it's another, oh, it's Liz. It's another streaming platform. Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker, but if I pick your ball and you win, you also get a free hat along with your spool of filament. So good luck to this ball right here. China Drum 304. If you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament of Polymaker. Good luck. Just goes through the walls, I guess. Yeah, I've heard good things about the Jedi Survivor series. Or Jedi, Fallen Jedi, or whatever the series is called. I've heard good things about it. So, any Gunpla? I do need to get some Gunpla. We haven't done a Gunpla build in a while. I've been doing Mass Effect on Twitch, that's why. But I have been looking for a new kit to build. I just haven't found one I wanted. Like, I did watch War in the Pocket the other day, or a couple weeks ago, so I finally seen that one. I do kind of want to get my hands on, actually, I want to build one of the Armored Core 6 Gunplas. But none of the stores near me have any of the ones I want in stock. No clip. Yeah, this whole map is weird. Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, that's what it is, yeah. The thing is, the first one is pretty much spoiled for me, because, like, I've watched some videos on the first one, so it's mostly spoiled for me. But, like, any good game should be able to... Ooh, Addison! Almost. Who's in the lead now? Who's in the lead now? Let's see, we're going to have somebody snipe it. Are we going to have somebody snipe it? But any game, if it's a good game, having a plot point spoiled shouldn't affect the game being good. Oh, looks like Troy might be it. Troy W0470. Troy with the dub. Find you here. Yep, there you go. So again, Troy W with the win. So Troy, you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Let's get some golf claps in chat for Troy. Golf claps in chat, everyone. Golf claps in chat. Hopefully this finishes before I gotta head out, so. Oop. Help if I put my email in correctly to get this form filled out so I can send this email off so I can end the stream. Wayne, I don't need your real name. Submitted reference code is not valid. Okay, give me a second here, Wayne. Let me... Polymaker Joel. Yeah. Looks like Wayne got a... yeah, that was it. That's the same code. That's the same code. If it doesn't work, let me know, Wayne. Because that is the code copied directly from the email they sent me. So. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so we're good there. Gonna call it there. Because I gotta do some family stuff, and then little guy's got scouts tonight. So we're calling it there. I will post pictures of this print when the print finishes. Yeah, don't use spaces on the form when you fill it out. Maybe that's it. This red filament sure loves to just dribble. It's very stringy red filament. Yeah, it's all whatever. We'll let it run uninterfered. We'll see how the print comes out. It's a code on the website. Oh, there you go. Look at it go. Look at it go. Okay, I will post pictures of this print when it finishes. Hopefully all is well there. I'm not going to interfere. I'm going to let whatever happens, happens. So again, shout out to LDO Motors. LDO provided the kit that we use to upgrade this printer with the Stealth Changer system. If you are interested in building one of these for yourself or any other LDO kit, purchase it where fine LDO products are sold, link below. The hot ends used in this build were provided by Luke's Lab. So if you are interested in purchasing a Chibi Tube, a tube compact from Luke's Lab, I do have a link below for that. Use code Canuck, save some money. And also shout out to Polymaker for the spool filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the description below. Some of them use code Canuck, like Gamer Subs here, to save a little bit of money. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor Canuck Creator. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you in the future.